Aloha, remote marketing agency owners. Welcome to the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Show. I'm Tom Gaddis. I got my Hawaii business partner, Nick Ponte, on the call as well. What's up, Nick?
That was a high five.
Oh, high five. Oh, wait, this way. Oh, wait.
Other way.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to the wall.
I can't do it at all. Anyway, welcome to the live show. We have an amazing show lined up today. We've got a special guest. We're going to be talking about how to build a moat of safety. A moat. I don't get to use that word very much. A moat. Of safety. I wish I could build a moat of safety around my daughters. A moat of safety around your income and your agency. We also might talk a little bit about, we did a training a few days ago, and we talked a little bit about how to become your own highest paying client.
That was a really funny joke you just made there.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, that was really funny.
Okay. Awesome. Well, listen, we're going to cue the intro. We'll be back. We're going to take your questions. We're going to hang out. It's going to be a good time. So we'll see you back here in just a moment.
Ready for the fastest 60 minutes of strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world? It's now time, the moment you've been waiting for. After 167 agonizing hours, they've returned. Now, back for a brand new Sharks Live show. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
That was a sudden transition there, huh?
That was great.
Crowd's going wild out there.
What's up, JT?
Aloha, JT. Welcome, man. So, hey, a quick update for anybody that was tracking from last Wednesday. I told you about my daughter getting the bass clarinet so she could get in the band because they didn't have any. So she got in. She's in the band. And she said her friends were like, the only reason you got in is because you decided to do the bass clarinet. And she was like, yeah, that's the point. None of them got in. She's
like, yeah, I'm smart.
Yeah. It's like, so shout out to Sophie. She's in the wind percussion band. She's super excited.
Good job, Sophie.
Yeah. So what's been going on in your world?
Oh, man, just trying to settle in, get back into the swing of things, get used to the Maui lifestyle. It's a little slow paced than compared to what I've been used to, right?
Yeah.
So I've just been adapting, and one thing I notice is that I just get shit done here. I think it's because of the slow paced lifestyle. Like, I'm really able to focus while I'm here. I'm not worried about what I'm missing out on. I know what I'm missing out on here. The beach, it's always there.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I kind of felt that same way too. Like, I definitely, like, when I was on Maui, you just get in a rhythm and a routine, right? Like, and you don't really feel like you're not missing, because you're not missing anything. Like, you're getting all that stuff done and you're not missing anything. But it is much harder when you're in a place where you feel like you're missing stuff. Like, oh, I'm missing something.
Yeah, definitely. Or even more so that you want to be out there experiencing these things that you've never experienced before, right? And
Right.
New York is just endless for that kind of thing, right? You're never going to run out of stuff to do. So, every night you're like, well, what are we doing tonight? What are we going to do tonight?
Here, like, I feel like going out. Let's go do something. Right. Yeah. I notice here, like, the thing for me is, like, I don't, the one nice thing about, like, I don't know, like, we've been really busy lately. So, I like being busy during the week, because then it makes me feel better about relaxing on the weekend, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you feel much better about, like, doing what you want to do on a Saturday when you've, like, you've done a lot of work leading up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for a long time, and I mean, it's still not always happening for me, and let me know who can relate to this. Anybody work weekends? Any of you Sharks work weekends? We're my weekend warriors out there. I don't know. I still work a lot of weekends, and
well, I mean, I have to tell you, like, I do stuff on the week, like, it's not like Like I'd work on things on the weekend, you know?
Right. But it's not like a full work day.
And do webinars, but like,
yeah,
I always do. I'm always looking at stuff and working on things. So.
Right. You're always in the CEO mindset, at least on the weekends, where you're just kind of making sure things are doing what they should be doing over the week, checking in, doing all those higher level things.
Checking all our channels, like, okay,
yeah.
is all this stuff.
But you're not recording ads, you're not shooting videos, you're not writing sales pages, you're not talking to clients.
Sometimes I was recording podcast episodes and doing a little bit of writing, but not always. I haven't been lately because we've been working on something new.
I mean, I'll reach out to clients on the weekend. I don't give a crap. I'll call them on the weekend. I will. And you know what? I feel just fine about doing it, and they actually tell me, they're like, hey, I appreciate you giving me a call on a Saturday. You're really proactive. I'm like, yes, I am.
That's so funny. Well, I just talked about on the RM Thursday call I talked about dealing with overwhelm. And one of the things I told people was like, look, if you don't want to talk to clients on Saturdays, don't message them on a Saturday. It's like, because you're setting the expectation, right? Like, which here's the thing though, like that's a choice and a decision you can make, right? Like there's nothing wrong. Like it's not necessarily there's anything wrong with doing that, or, it's just, that's the way you do things, right? If that's the way you do things, great. But like, don't do that and then be mad when people start reaching out to you on a Saturday.
Yeah. You're 100% correct. If you
be okay with it,
you can condition people to know that, how to contact you, right? For example, if you give them your cell number and you're always contacting them from your direct cell number, they're going to reach out to you on your cell number, right? And that's fine in the beginning, but as you get, 30 clients, you're probably not going to want to have all of them calling your cell. You might want to get a work number, right? Or a Google Voice number that maybe has a voicemail and then can transfer to your number, but at least it's not a
cell phones now. Yeah. Do you have like five different cell phones now? Are they
5 different numbers?
On the desk?
I have 5 different numbers.
Yeah.
Oh,
you have 2, right?
Well, the office has multiple phones. I have one phone with multiple numbers. Yeah. So anyway, you can condition people to do that, but you can also later on, leave the phone at your office or leave it with somebody else and have them transfer that responsibility at a later date. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the things we're going to be talking about today too, just to kind of prime you guys up so you can get some questions in and talk about what you're doing. We're going to be talking about building a moat around your income. Because one thing with the agencies, and this is kind of timely because, as things have started to pass from the pandemic and all the restructuring and the things we've had to do to keep our businesses going through there, right? Like, it's a good reminder that like, hey, like while having an agency, while doing all this stuff is fantastic, it's awesome. There is something to be said for, creating some, not putting all your eggs in one basket, I guess, right? Like, as you know, Nick, when we first met, I had a lot of clients. We started working together. I lost all the clients, right? It was like, I had all my eggs, and in that case, I had them all in 4 baskets, but they were all high-paying clients, and they all left for various reasons that I couldn't control. So that's one thing. We're going to talk about some ways that you can kind of insulate yourself from that type of thing. Maybe, not create like a huge extra stream of income, but maybe a little extra cash. The other thing we're going to talk about that I think is important for this is sharpening your skills in the agency, right? So for all of you out there, I don't know if I've ever told this story on the live show, but like the way I got started in all of this crazy marketing stuff was I was trying to make money online. That's what I was trying to do. So I went through this little training thing. It was called the 30-day challenge. The goal was to make your first $1 online. And as part of that training, to do it in 30 days, to make your first $1 in 30 days. As part of that training, they taught me how to build a WordPress website. They taught me how to do keyword research. They taught me how to find SEO things. They taught me about a blog. They taught me about affiliate offers. And I went through that process every day. You did a little bit every day, right? Market research, keyword research. I did that whole thing. At the end of those 30 days, I had this little blog website that was all around how to take surveys online for money. That was my keyword, how to take surveys online for money. And at the end, I had this thing, right? And I'd done this SEO. I'd done all the things they said. Well, like it just kind of started going. I continued to do some SEO. All of a sudden, I made like a couple of bucks. Then pretty soon, that little site was generating $100 every month. I would just get, like, I had this little debit card from Payoneer. Every month, $100 would get put on that debit card. And I wasn't doing anything, right? And the problem I ran into was I couldn't figure out how to scale that. I could never really get it over $100. I was working as a restaurant manager. It was like, I just couldn't put all of the pieces together, right? And that was when somebody said to me, hey, Tom, you know SEO, how to build a website. Like, why don't you just see if any local businesses need help? And then I got my first client. So from then on, I found getting clients and doing stuff for them, it was more dependable, right? Like, I had more control of when that money was coming in. It was better money. Like, I just felt more to me. Now, eventually I came back to an online business, right? Like what we're doing in Offline Sharks, but that's kind of how I got started. So, trying to figure out how to make money online for me was really like, that's how I was sharpening my skills. So that's something, just to keep in mind if you're out there and maybe you're trying to do that and it's not working out. Like, just because it's not working out doesn't mean you're not getting value from it, right? Like, you're sharpening your skills, you're figuring out what works, what's not. And a lot of that SEO stuff translates into what you do for your clients as well. Another way to sharpen your skills is to do SEO for your own business, right? Your own agency. That's what Nick talks about all the time. So I bring that up because we did this training a few days ago. Our guest was the guy who did the training he's going to be on here to talk about it. But we talked about this, how to sharpen your skills, doing some of these other things, how to, put some of this in place so you can maybe generate a little extra income that's not tied directly to your agency, but using your agency skills to do all that. So we're going to bring him out in a minute. Man, that was long-winded.
It's all good stuff. Good stuff. One of the most, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, one of the most important pieces for me is what you said about that. And you didn't say it directly, but being able to sharpen your skills, like you said, but also get paid in the process, or create something of value in the process.
Or have a chance of getting paid. Maybe you don't ever make a sale, but you have the chance to get paid while you're sharpening your skills. Right?
And it's kind of a hedge in a sense, right? Like for me, I started learning how to do SEO by ranking my own website. And, I didn't know that it would work. I didn't know that I'd be good at it. None of those things. But that skill is a valuable skill, right? I promise every single one of you, if you learn how to do SEO, you're going to make money. Right? You're going to make money from it because it's a valuable, sought after skill. If you do it well, you're going to make a lot of money. And the thing is you can learn that skill by also creating a little more leverage. Well, what about ranking your own website in the process so that eventually one day you have some doors that open up to your business? And that's actually, man, that's actually where I got the idea from our special guest that we should probably bring out in a minute. Anybody have any idea who it is? If you could,
we will. We want to do our shout outs first, but we're going to
do. Okay. We're going to do our shout outs. I see him back there though. Hold on. Get back. Hi.
People got Ed Dale. That was Ed Dale and Dan Rain. They were the guys that did the 30-day challenge. It was pretty big. And I'll answer this real quick. How did I approach my first client? So my first client was a business that I had been frequenting. And I was like, I had kind of talked to the owner a few times. So one day when I got home, I just went online and noticed he didn't have a website. So the next time I went in there, I was like, hey, like, I noticed you don't have a website and I'm starting to do that. You want me to build you one? And he was like, sure. Pretty straightforward, right?
It's best not to overcomplicate things, like it really is, especially in the early stages when you're doing, your initial discussions. I mean, stay away from the overcomplicated stuff.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody before this call that was looking to maybe join Remote Millionaires. And I was like, look, yes, we want an agency that runs itself, that has all of these things in place, that's pretty much self-sufficient. But like in the beginning, we just need to get some clients, right? Like, let's just get some clients, right? Like we need to get some clients first, and then we can do all that. So awesome, cool. Well, let's do some shark shout outs, and then we're going to bring our special guest out. I'm going to share my screen here.
Man, whoever that Ed Dale guy is, he seems like he had a pretty big audience at some point.
It was one of the biggest internet marketing launches of all time.
Oh,
it was huge. Like everybody promoted it. Frank Kern, Ryan Dice, like it was huge. And it's the one that gave the they had a software they recommended. It was called Market Samurai. It like launched that software into the stratosphere. And,
how much are they paying you to say that, Tom? No, I'm just
they're
kidding.
not. No, like I don't use it. It's not as good anymore, but it was like great at the time. And then but they didn't really have anything on the back end. Like they had a $97 a month membership that I don't know, it was weird. But like that was the first time that opened my eyes to if you can show somebody how to do something and they can generate some revenue, even if it's just $1, you have them for life. They had me for life. Like they showed me what to do. I did it and it made money. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's proof, right?
Yeah.
Like that's proof.
Point.
Like we just had some people today share some wins from Home Services Jackpot, right? They followed the strategy. They did what we said. They made money. Like they're going to say like, what are you guys doing next? Like, what's the next thing? How, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so powerful when you can help people deliver results. Like there's really no substitute for it. Yeah. Dorn, it's funny. I was talking to, I met Trevor Toe Cracker Crook in Vegas and he's friends with Ed Dell. And I was like, oh, if you see Ed, tell him he gave me my start. So anyway, okay, cool. Let's do these shout outs. So our first shout out goes to Gaetano. Gaetano closed 2 new clients this week, $2,986, a website dev, tag, CRM, and Google business profile setup, and a $798 website dev and optimization. Gaetano, way to go, man. Kicking butt, taking names. Jerry Wright upgraded a current client from website hosting. They were only paying $34 a month to $87 a month. So he added, what is that? $23. And all he's doing is including the monthly update. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Our Remote Millionaires member, Bobby Washington, she just got her business accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Really great badge to have.
And Bobby's also got her first teammates already hired and working with her, and she's looking to bring on. I think she just brought on an appointment setter to do some prospecting for her, which is going to be huge.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. She's excited. Yeah. Marvin Drobes. Marvin signed a new SMS client. He billed them $249, which includes setup and the first month of sending their messages. After that, it's $149 a month recurring. He sold a 6-month subscription to Site Pops for $479. Congratulations, Marvin. It's been awesome to see you back in the saddle, taking down deals. Really great to see. Our member, Norm Thomas, who's on the call. What were they calling you, Norm? The Godfather close? The Godfather close? Norm on there. Norm, he and his team sold 2 Home Services Jackpot websites this week. Listen to what they're getting for the Home Services Jackpot. They got $635 for one and $1,700 for the other. They added a Google bonus 1 month free to lead them to monthly recurring revenue. That's awesome.
And he's got another one on the way right now, basically.
Yeah, he has another one. Dan Lesser picked up a new SEO client, 497 pounds a month. That's $650. Congratulations, Dan. Dan posted that win and was like, it's getting real.
Yeah.
Dan's an amazing story because I did a case study with him in HSJ because that's the strategy he's been following, right? He's been selling pre-made websites, then turning people into monthly SEOs. But he joined RM in August, and by November, did you know by November he was doing this full time?
Wow. No, I didn't know that he went full time yet.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty awesome. And our final shark shout out goes to NT Sirah. I hope I said that right. Had his first sales call, converted the prospect to a client, $450 for the first month, local SEO, and $900 a month after. Congratulations to everyone. Really, really awesome.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I'll let you introduce our guest. Get him out here.
All right, let's do it. So some of you already made the call, the guess who it is. Like I mentioned earlier, one of the better ideas that I came across at some point in my online journey was to start doing some SEO for myself, start ranking my website. And, I got that idea from this gentleman and his team back in the day. And so, yeah, like I said, it really was a catalyst to opening some doors of revenue streams in my business, which is why, he's here today. We did a training just the other day talking about this same exact thing. So excited to bring out Mike along with us. What's going on, Mike?
I'm excited to be here. I promoted, for example, Home Services Jackpot. I don't have the biggest affiliate list in the world or whatever, but I saw what you guys were doing, and man, you guys make me feel good. I mean, but no, seriously, I've always been, I think I've been a part of the shark community since I've been a part of the shark community since 2019. It was the very beginning of COVID when we first started talking, and there was just something about hearing those shout outs. I really enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of watching Pat McAfee's. I used to watch Rush Limbaugh, but he passed away. And I realized it's the funniest thing, but I was watching Pat McAfee's a sports guy, mostly focuses on football, but he's very popular. And you kind of get a sense of hanging out with people. It's a good feeling, as a person. It's really nice. But to have that for, your money getting, and especially with building an agency, working from home, trying to make money from home, it can just be really lonely. And it's really, I was kind of pacing back and forth while you guys were talking. I wrote down I was scribbling down some notes from some of the things that you guys were saying. I gave Ed Dale his start too, by the way, just so you know.
Oh,
if that makes you feel better, Frank Kern too.
Drop the mic.
Is that how you got that platinum trophy back there? I mean, ours are only gold. We got to get.
Yeah, I have so many. I've lost track, but that's also because I'm a little on the older side.
I've lost track.
I'm a little bit, yeah.
You're humble. That's what I really.
Hey! You also forgot your most prestigious accolade, which is you are a Grandmaster Magic the Gathering card champion.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, do you know anything about Dota 2? Because me and David Mills have started looking at that.
Yeah,
Defense of the Ancients too. Do you?
I've been looking at it too.
Okay, I'm gonna call you up, but we'll talk after the call. We're actually, you want to find a way to my heart? It's through games. Nick and I have had long talks about this. So no, I feel really good about it. I really feel I just want to kind of give you guys the tip of the cap, because it's funny. I don't even watch sports anymore. I scan the headlines and then I wait and see what kind of what Pat McAfee and his guys think about it. He has Austin Connor and these other guys that he hangs out with and talks to, and they're great. They're just brilliant guys, and they have guests. They have great respect with their guests. And it's just so much. It was funny, and this is all complimenting, sharks and you guys in this, particularly this show. There was, obviously a big news story was in sports world was when Tom Brady retired and then unretired about, I think it was 6 weeks later. And it was right there on the front page of NFL.com. There was an article by a well-respected writer. I think it was Cindy Batista or something. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Froyland. Anyway, somebody wrote an article and they said, Brady's back. Nobody's surprised. And I really thought to myself, I was like, maybe she's right. I mean, it felt like maybe she was right. But I remember thinking to myself, I wonder what Pat McAfee is going to say about this. And Pat McAfee comes on his show and he says, well, I'll tell you this. The sports books went from infinitesimal odds of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning the Super Bowl to now they're the favorites.
Right.
Oh, how things change so quickly.
But again, there's that feeling hindsight is so smart, right? So I was like, oh man, that was such a good point that he made. And I was just thinking to myself, man, I was just thinking, I'm glad that I promote you guys. I mean, I do a great job, and I'm glad for I love the intro thing. I've never seen that one before. I've been on your guys' shows before, but I think that intro is a little bit more new. So, anyways, I consider myself to be a shark friend. Oh man, I wish I had.
Wait till you see the money song.
Man, let me see if I can get Sharky here. I actually have Sharky. Maybe I'll see it. This is not made up. I have a very important shark in my life, and his name is Sharky. I'll see if I can get him. But there's no guarantees. So anyways, really resonating with what you said. I have a few notes. I did want to tell you that Ed Dale got to start with me, Frank Kern too. What else did I have?
Well, one thing you mentioned on the training Wednesday that we could probably start off with is because first, how many people watch the training? Put in the comments if you watch the training.
I have to look in the comments.
You watch the training. We went into that. So,
Great.
One of the things even if you saw my little intro, right? Like in the training, we talk about crypto, right? Like we talk about crypto. And one thing I want to mention about that is, because I think this is important and it ties into like how you look at your business and how you get involved in things based on your situation and what you're trying to do and different things like that, right? Which all those factors I think are important. So I'm going to use Nick and myself as an example. So for instance, Nick is recently married. He doesn't have any kids.
Oh, I meant to say congratulations. Nick, you and I actually haven't talked since. I meant to say congratulations. You got to do it privately, but congratulations. I did hear the news.
Yeah. So anyway, so Nick has been like dabbling in the crypto space for a while, right? Like he's been doing some things like that. And I came to him and I was like, hey, I want to get in the crypto space, And the first thing he told me, he was like, don't put any money into it that you're not willing to lose. And I was like, oh, it's like that kind of like volatile.
Yeah. I mean, have you heard of honeypots even? I mean, it's intentional. Like people have tons of pump and dump scams out there.
Yeah. So like I've stayed away from it. Right. And then Mike came along and was like, hey, look, there's a way where you can leverage, this trend that's going on with all these people that are interested in crypto, right? With your agency skills, right? Like, some SEO. Let's use some of our agency SEO. Let's funnel some people to these crypto people, and they're willing to give you a cut of the action if anybody takes it up. So you're not actually buying any crypto yourself. You're not involved in anything.
And a lot of what we're selling is good old fashioned gold and
gold and crypto, right? Yeah,
because it's really solid. I mean, gold is really solid, and it's our people that have been buying from us. They've been super, super happy. And we have like you were saying about your funnel earlier. I was writing that down. You had that great site about which is a good keyword pick, by the way, about the surveys, right? And you're like, I couldn't scale it because there was no funnel. I get you. Like affiliate marketing is tough. That's why these people hire like Joe Montana and Chuck Norris and Sean Hannity to close people for you. Like, because it's hard. You're selling $1 million worth of gold. It's hard, So why don't you let trusted international celebrities do it for you, for example, right? And then it's a solid investment, but it's interesting. It's a great funnel lesson. I'll tell you this. Do not bring in, David Mills and I. That's why we taught agency city SEO. And a tip, by the way, for sharks. I wanted another tip. I registered straight off of Namecheap or GoDaddy. I don't know what I used because I had a partner do it. The following 2 domains in the last like 2 months, I registered NewYorkWebDesign.org. No other words.
Oh,
$9. And CaliforniaSEO.org. $9.
Wow.
That's a key indicator, and it's going to be part of kind of. I've prepared some lessons and some ever since I found out, honored to be on these guys' show. I wanted to come up and do a good job. I'm not Greg Morrison, but I know how to spell SEO. And and one of the things that we look for. Well, okay, so brilliant name for this webinar today about recession, and there's huge recession-proof business. And again, these guys aren't joking around. Let me pull this up for you. This just came out today. Recession shock is coming. Oh man, how that. Anyways, trust me, it's on my phone. It says recession shock is coming, warns Bank of America. Okay, Bank of America does not want to be associated with the word recession. It's just too embarrassing if they don't say it. Everybody knows it. Deutsche Bank already came out and said it. All the key indicators are here. We are in recession. I have made. I'm a young guy. I'm 47 years old. Ty Lopez always told me never tell them how old you are. I guess I'm just gonna have to rebel against Ty. But I've made 7 or 8 figures under 5 different presidential administrations, under Clinton, the first Bush, Obama, Trump, obviously, and then Biden already, 8 figures. The last 3, 8 figures. And I will tell you this, recessions are a massively big deal. Like they're a massively big deal. And it's, all right, this sucks to say, I really feel compassionate. I grew up in like low-income housing development. My next door neighbor lived in a trailer. You know, I ate powdered milk. Don't want anyone to suffer financially. But recessions are the absolute best time to make money as an entrepreneur. There's absolutely, positively no question. I can tell you why. The main reason is that a lot of entrepreneurs are unwilling to market during recessions just on principle. Like they'll just sell their restaurant and just wait for the next presidential administration. I was sitting, I remember I was sitting on a flight. I learned this stuff because this isn't my first rodeo, right? I mean, I've made an unconscionable amount of money for a person like me that you would think. And, but I did it it was always the idea. It wasn't because I had some advantage. And most of it, I mean, you guys talked about SEO. I'll tell you this, the number one thing about SEO, my agency paid for this. Rolls-Royce Dawn. So listen to these guys. Your agency is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. I paid cash for this thing with my agency. But can you take that excess agency, that muscle you've built up from building your agency and make a bundle? I think Tom says it best, kind of be your own client. Yeah, we're going to show you how to do that. But with these recessions, they're an incredible time to make money because so many entrepreneurs that can afford it, they don't want to put in the footwork at that time. And I get it. I understand. I respect it. I was sitting on an airplane right before Obama got elected. And I was talking to this guy and he's like, I don't care what happens in this election. I've already sold. Well, he knew it was going to happen. We all knew. And he's like, I sold both of my restaurants and I'll be back after this.
I think one thing though, Mike, is that, you know, recession or not, having a valuable skill that will be valuable in a recession or not in a recession.
Oh, absolutely.
Is an incredible way to diversify your risk, right? Not only diversify your risk, like, because if there's a recession, obviously there are a lot of people at risk and not being able to make money or, you know, not being able to provide in all these different ways. But, you know, I definitely make the argument, like, even in a recession, search engine optimization is a valuable thing that businesses still need, regardless of whether the economy is good or not so good. And it's one of the reasons why, you know.
Oh, it's going to be more important than ever. I mean, like in the recession, and if lockdown does come back, which a lot of people think it is, it's only going to get more vital. Like it's the secret's out. You know, this is where it's at.
I have a question for everybody here because I'm curious. Like, I know a lot of sharks are into SEO, right? And I know a lot of them have maybe even not ever gotten a win with SEO. Maybe they lack some confidence in terms of, you know, what their abilities are SEO wise and selling the actual service. So for all of you that are here, if you could give us some questions based off of where you're at, like, what do you struggle in terms of search engine optimization? Is it getting a client? Is it doing the ranking? Is it, what is it? Because I do want to answer those questions, and I know it takes a little while for those to come in, but start putting them in the chat so we can answer them as they come up. And then the other thing, while we kind of let that do that, Mike, is, affiliate SEO, right? Affiliate SEO.
Right.
It's not something that we've really talked about here at Offline Sharks. And I think it's important because, again, it goes back to learning this valuable skill, but being able to learn that skill while potentially opening up some doorways of revenue streams in your business, whether that's ranking your own website for city SEO, like, we did way back when, right? A lot of people started learning how to do SEO by ranking for keywords like Maui SEO, Hawaii SEO.
What's the URL of your website, Nick, again?
It's my name, Nick Ponte.
Yep, that's what I thought. And you rank number one for Maui SEO.
Hawaii SEO, Maui SEO, Maui website design, Hawaii.
And Tom, you rank 2, right?
No, I ride on Nick's coattails.
Great. So one of the easiest ways to rank is to have the exact match domain. So this is an SEO lesson for you. Now, you may know this, but it goes a little bit deeper. And I've been around SEO for a long time. Some of the things I've done have forced some of the updates that Google has done. And now they can't get away from me. They're done. So if you have an exact match domain, and these things are out there, right? Say NashvilleSEO.net. Cedric, she's 18 years old. She just registered SEONashville.net for $9. I think it was 2 months ago. It's already on, maybe page 2 or 3 for SEO Nashville. I think that ranking for Nashville SEO was one of the things that probably paid mostly. I never went through the accounting on what actually paid for my Dawn, but my city SEO is such a massive part of it. But it's so easy when you have an exact match domain, because Google, you have to understand how Google works. So Google will have many buildings. They're giant buildings that are all like one big computer warehouse, and they're under the ocean. And because they need to cool them, because they're so hot, because they have all these mainframes running at insane speeds, and they're in these frigid conditions where their engineers have to walk around in spacesuits to change cards in and out, right? And that's because they are analyzing so crazy much data, right? And they're dealing with hackers from China, from Russia, they're dealing with all kinds, and I'm talking about private hackers. They're dealing with governments trying to hack them, just everything on the planet Earth that people are throwing at them. And they have to deal with all keywords, all of them. Every keyword that they don't deal with makes them look bad. If someone, it used to be when Kelly Felix and I started Bring the Fresh with David Mills, you would type in a phone number and nothing would come up. Nothing at all would come up. No result whatsoever. And once we were done with Bring the Fresh, everything did, because we show people, hey, phone numbers are a super hot keyword. No one's doing them. There's jillions of them. And here's affiliate programs for them, right? Boom, it happened. And now to this day, but Google, they have to, every lyrics request, everything, whether it makes money or not, Google has to serve that information. Okay. We only have to deal with a very small number of keywords, only basically SEO, mostly for home services companies, right? And then white hot affiliate keywords. And that's all I care about. Ecom, but that's type of the same thing, right? If there's something white hot in ecom where we can come in heavy on, then we do it. And otherwise we just sit around collecting checks off our agencies and just being happy, it's easy peasy. But go ahead, Nick.
So I was going to say, I know you're doing, what's your portfolio in terms of, I know you do a lot of, local SEO, city type SEO, like you already mentioned, but I know you do a lot of affiliate stuff too. So I'm just curious, because I know a lot of people here, they probably do one or the other, but being someone that's, a veteran like yourself.
And I tried to do it one or the other. I tried, and you just miss out on these checks. I and don't get me wrong. There's times when I'm making, get a check for $100,000, for a month from an affiliate site. You're like, hey, I'm flying high, but niches change and stuff like that. Administrations change, products change. Now we're in a certain zone that I'll explain. That's really an outlier, a black swan in a good way. But it's very rare. That's why I've very rarely talked about affiliate marketing. I mean, I mostly, if someone has ever seen me, I'm almost always talking about local SEO, because I trust it so much.
Same for me and Tom, right? Like we're obviously very big in the affiliate marketing space, but we have never, ever talked about it. Never. But I think what
too narrow.
Well, and also what you're doing here, I think is again, it's a great, who here wants to learn SEO that doesn't already know it, right? All of us do. We all want to learn how to do it, because you can charge great retainers. You get paid month after month after month. It's pretty straightforward to do. As long as you know how to do it, you have a process that you can trust. It's pretty easy to do. And the process for learning is by doing, and like we said, you can learn by doing in a strategic way to build an asset for your business, rank your own website, right? You learn by ranking your own website, or you can go the affiliate route and learn by ranking a website that just generates money without having to deal with clients. And so that's kind of why I asked, what's your portfolio? Are you 50-50 affiliate SEO or
this capacity? And right now I am actually tending more towards, at the beginning of the year, I would have been, more towards client consulting, but it's just gold has just gotten so crazy. And I want to tell people, because nobody knows that this is going on, or hardly anybody knows it's going on. And it's so wide open. And that's why I haven't talked about affiliate SEO since the days of Bringing the Fresh, which was during the last recession, which is when gold was last hot, right? And we sold millions of dollars worth of gold back then. Our customers made millions. I mean, it was awesome. And I mean, sorry, obviously the recession itself was just horrible. But then again, the people that bought from us were the ones that were much more hedged. And then there was other affiliate stuff we were doing, like the phone numbers and just stuff like that. But now what's happened is you go from these gold offers, you sell $1 million worth of gold these days. You're pretty much, if you do it our way, looking at $100,000 profit, okay, as the affiliate. And $1 million is a really pretty normal number. And so before, though, we could only do it with a very small number of keywords, basically gold keywords. Now crypto has so broken, crypto and NFT has so broken that rule that there's so many keywords that the only thing that we could think that to do to be humane was to come out with crypto without risk, because we can never do all these keywords. It's crazy. And the way we know is the exact match domains. That's why that's where I was getting at with the exact match domains. Everything is open. We registered one of your customers, Tom, registered an incredible exact match domain right during our webinar. It was like, what are the best cryptos to buy or something like that.
Jacqueline, she's on here too.
Oh, Jacqueline.
Like when somebody's going to look at the domains though, like if the .com's not available, like what other extensions do you suggest they get?
Oh, .net and .org. Yeah, you want the TLDs, unless like if you're in UK, right? And for some reason, it's for sure UK is great.
You want like
.net, .org,
.net.
Yeah, those three. That's it. Okay. You see .cos, but it just, what we're trying to do is keep your link costs low, right? Like we want your links to cost as little or even zero if possible. So we're doing these additional factors to really enhance things, getting these sniper keywords, right? When your keyword is a buyer intent keyword, Maui SEO, right? That's what I want. I am a buyer for SEO. I type in Maui SEO. If you're MauiSEO.net, A, Google's going to rank you much better, and B, buyers are going to trust you even more. Right.
I had a guy tell me just yesterday, he's like, I wanted to find out who was the best at doing SEO in Maui. So I just went to Google and I typed it in and you came up, and that's why we called you.
Right. And you gained the confidence. By the way, where did Tom, I wrote this down in my notes. It seems to me that it may be the case, I may be wrong about this, that Tom actually did land his first client specifically because of the physical example of his affiliate website that he was able to show to a friend. And that friend was then able to say, hey, I've seen this guy's website. I have confidence. I have another friend who I want to see have success. Hey, other friend, why don't you skip these kind of scary agency types that are out there that are going to, grab you by the pants and go with Tom, who's a real guy. And that's how you got your first client. Is that correct?
Yeah. You can absolutely, I absolutely use that site as an example. Like, look, here's the site I built, And
it's just confidence. Go ahead, Nick.
Even more than that. So let's zoom out for a second, a little bit on more just the macro skill level, right? Because we're talking about some amazing things here. City SEO, Tom's original SEO site, and then affiliate SEO. So one of the great things about understanding how to do search engine optimization is it kind of becomes a superpower, right? Because if you know how to rank something higher in Google, you are able to do exactly what Mike is doing, getting in front of a trend, right? Anytime there's a trend coming and you can be the first person to throw something up on Google, I mean, you're going to make money, right? That's a valuable thing. And this could be, I want everybody to think, zoom out, this could be in your area. Like when funnels became a thing, like building funnels, I started ranking for funnel builder in Hawaii, right? Because I know how to rank into Google. Technology is going to continue to change. There's going to be plenty of new opportunities. Case in point, crypto comes out. Nobody in Hawaii is ranking for any of these crypto terms. I could come in right now and just crush it because I know how to do this. That skill set is very valuable. Everybody here should be working on that skill set to some degree in the sidelines, and so that you can take advantage of these trends, get in front of these trends. And that's pretty much what Mike is doing right now. He's using his SEO abilities to get in front of the crypto trend and make money in an entirely different way than actually investing in crypto. I know he'd invest a lot in crypto too, but this is a way to invest without the risk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And SEO, I mean, Greg Morrison made $270,000 last month. 100,000 of it was good old love your agency, right? And then 170,000 more, love your gold, right?
So Greg's like 50-50 too. Then he's doing local.
50-50. Yeah. I mean, his numbers, all of our numbers have spiked. I mean, because dude, it used to be like 3% on gold, and we were thrilled. I mean, 3% on gold, and we were like running laps, high-fiving each other, right? Now it's 10%, and now we're getting double commission. So what's happening is very, very typically a buyer who buys is going to either buy again or get their spouse to buy. It happens. It's really common, like 30% of the time. It's really, really, really common
to buy gold.
So, gold, yeah, because they'll buy. Well, we had Jonathan and Jason on. It was a great example. In November we had that event that I told you about in
I know. I'm bummed that I wasn't able to go.
Cocoa Beach. Yeah, it would have been great. Next time. But anyways, while they were on the stage, Jonathan had a lead come in, innocuously enough, right? All he did was have a website with a good crypto keyword on it, and a lead came over, filled in an email address. They while he was on the stage, and then in the days afterwards, that lead was getting matured. It was going through, like Nick said, a funnel. They received an investment package, that's a qualified lead. So they would send them beautiful magazines with Joe Montana on the cover of it, throwing a football and little cute little gifts and stuff. All in all, probably cost the gold company that sent it to them probably $45. It's a good, valuable product. That woman, Rebecca, she made a decision. She came in, she invested like $500K, something like that. Wow. At the time, the commissions were at about 7%. I feel like they were at that time because they'd already more than doubled. They're way higher now, but they've gone up already from 3% to 7%. So that on that 500K, he got like 35K. But then last week or 2 weeks ago, Rebecca came in and she threw in another 400K, and so they get that longitudinal because we get these special deals, and we have these gold companies. They're just beating down our doorstep. They send champagne, they send football, they try to get us to go on yachts. They did get Greg to go on a yacht. He hated it. He got seasick. He's never going again.
That's hilarious.
But no, he really didn't like it. But yeah.
I want to do kind of a shameless plug here, Mike, because we're coming up at the top of the hour here. So, for those of you that don't know, I know a lot of you are already there. We did a training just the other day with Mike and the team, and we talked about how to do this. So for those of you that are looking to sharpen your SEO skills in a way that you can actually make money at the same time, you're going to want to go to offlinesharks.com/7figure SEO. Open that up in another tab. Leave it there. Pause. Don't watch the video yet. That's the training. Just wait until we're done with this live. But once this live is over, you're going to want to check that out. And then I think that we should kind of go through some of these questions as quickly as we can, because I know there are a number of people that.
Before you do that, we have to do two things. Number one is we have to do our member of the week. I want to get this in here because we send out the Shark swag, and I want to give a big congratulations, big Shark, that a boy, to Gaetano, our member of the week, for picking up more.
Gaetano, I heard that story. Gaetano. I actually wrote Gaetano's story down in my notes too. That's great. Yeah.
So way to go, Gaetano. Somebody from the team will be reaching out to get your swag set up. So yeah, Nick, now if you want to do the questions, and then don't forget, we got to do the cash app too.
We will. If you guys could tag Gaetano in this feed here and give him some love and some support. He just joined Remote Millionaires pretty recently. And he's already making some pretty big waves. So anyway, let's jump into some of these questions. Again, there's a link at the bottom of the screen, everybody. If you're interested in learning how to do what we're talking about here, you're going to want to go check that out. So let's see, Tom, if you see any of these questions before I do, that'd be great.
Hold on.
Someone's asking, what is the best program for keyword research? And I'm curious what Mike's take is, but I'm gonna go first, Mike. I'm gonna be selfish.
Yeah.
Honestly, keyword research changes over time, right? It always evolves. There's always going to be some new tool out there to catch somebody's attention and do all these things. But you know, the basics are what consistently, you know, stand the test of time, you know? So, I mean, obviously there are tools out there, but good old fashioned Google Keyword Planner or going to Google and typing in whatever you're looking for and looking at the suggested results are going to be a great way to get started. What do you think, Mike?
We actually had, and I know Tom really liked it, and I sent a clip of it out to you. But we had a training actually with Greg Morrison. First of all, he did display the exact thing. He did corroborate what Nick said. He actually did show techniques for using that Google search suggest, which is vitally important. There's a plugin. It's incredibly cheap, incredibly valuable. It's called Keywords Everywhere. And it's like a Chrome plugin. It's like $10 for like a jillion credits.
Love that thing.
It's incredible. And so as you're searching keywords, Keywords Everywhere is telling you like the trends of those keywords and a bunch of other suggestions that have to do with them. So it basically is built to put that native search that you were raving about properly. You're properly saying that native search with a search suggest is incredibly valuable. And what Keywords Everywhere does, and I'm not an affiliate, it's incredibly cheap. And we have
we should be affiliates for Keywords Everywhere.
The problem is we wouldn't make any money because
it's like $1. It's like $2.
Like $10, like a zillion credits or something.
Yeah.
Like that. But
at the end of the webinar that Mike did, he played an 8-minute little like mini workshop that Greg did on how to use it to do keywords.
Yeah, maybe we can split it out and put it on that replay page. I sent it over to you guys. You'll love it. And it really shows. See, the thing with these crypto keywords, first of all, that's a great, question universally, but you'll see in that video from Greg, there are so many keywords and there's just no competition. And what happens is every day, new news stories come out, new cryptos come out. Those cryptos they'll change in nature. They'll add function or lose function, and they have to do with each other. And so every day there's like way more keywords than there were before. Every news cycle, and there's no one even trying to rank for this stuff. So it's really wild. Like when you take that and you plug that in, because what's happened is we have, at least 10 really good gold companies now, and these people are managing billions of dollars each. Like these are not fly-by-nights. They almost all of them have major celebrity endorsements, and we have the ends with all of them because they need us. Like I think most of the money comes through me. I don't know for a fact. But I don't see where else it's coming from. So anyways, it's really, really wide open. And Keywords Anywhere, no matter what, for your clients, they're going to love it. It's great to use for your client demos as well.
I agree. Marvin's asking about taking a client through the process of SEO so they understand it and are willing to invest their money into doing it. What do you think, Mike?
Taking the client through the process. Okay, so this is what I can tell you about sales. The cause of malpractice is not what people typically think it is. Since we're in lightning round, I'll do this fast. Most people think that malpractice happens because, let's say, a doctor leaves a sponge in somebody. But the actual reason that malpractice happens in practice overwhelmingly is because of expectation failure. So what happens is, let's say a doctor, the previous doctor left a sponge inside of a patient. The doctor operates. He sees, oh crap, there's a sponge in here. So he takes it out because, that can kill them. If he doesn't tell the patient in advance that he might run across something like a sponge from a previous procedure and get their consent, they're highly likely to sue him, even though he might have saved their life. And you've got to learn that lesson. It's not because people are bad or mean. It's not because people are greedy. It's a defense mechanism that we all have against BS getting us screwed or killed. Right. So we have this feeling like when we see people, even the idea of over delivery, I highly recommend against it. I recommend accurate delivery. I think if you're accurate, I think if you tell people what you're going to do and you're accurate about it. And again, this is one of the reasons why building your city SEO, like Nick is saying, right? This is what I did to my site. I went through this process, talk about it in the way that you feel comfortable about talking about it, and then say, I'm going to apply the same process to your website. It's an excellent formula. Of course, presumably you have an excellent formula. I know you guys do because your connection with us. So yeah, the main thing I would say is if you focus on accuracy, not boring people. Of course, stick to the key points, right? But if you have, hey, here's my affiliate site. This is how I built my affiliate site. I'm going to do the same thing for you. Here's my city SEO site. I did this, or if you have a case study, you've done it for a client. There you go. That's my answer.
Okay. That's good. Yeah. Like I would agree. Expectations are the biggest thing.
Well, because it's recurring income, especially with SEO.
Yeah.
It's recurring income. So if you want to maintain a relationship with people, tell them what your offer is and deliver that exact offer.
Yeah.
Don't fluff it. Don't muff it.
The other thing, Marvin, is when you're talking about SEO to your prospects or clients, you want to stay away from keyword research and talking about technical jargon and all that stuff, and really just talk about, bringing more visitors to their website, stuff like that, because that's what a business owner will understand. They're going to understand, oh, you're going to bring more business. You're going to bring more traffic to my website. You're going to bring more visitors to my website. Right. They don't understand keyword research or Google tags or schema or any of that shit. And if you start talking about it like you're an expert, because that's what people want to do initially, like try to convince somebody that they know how to do all these things, they don't know, right? Same thing if you're taking your car to a repair shop, right? When they start telling you about how the suspension, the ball joints, or, you have issues with this, that, and the other thing, you don't know what that means most of the time, right? You just want them to fix it. So same thing. I try to stay away from that type of thing. And just talk about the results and the value that you're going to bring. The
income, yeah. Like if you want $2,000 a month SEO, say, I'm going to do $20,000 a month worth of SEO for you. But of course, have that be true.
So we already talked about that one, Sandy. It's a .net and .org are the better domain.
.com, .net, .org. Yeah. The ideal, almost always the ideal would be .com. I will tell you this about .orgs. They convert way better than people think. And sometimes they convert better than the .com.
Yeah, they do. And people always get hung up on like, well, aren't .orgs for nonprofits, or aren't they for organizations? I mean, maybe, but can't you get one even if you are a nonprofit?
Yeah, I mean, I've ethically made I'm 7 figures on .orgs.
Right. Sometimes we have these limiting beliefs that stop us from actually just doing something that crushes it, and that's a lot of the time with SEO, right? A lot of the time it's with SEO. It's, you have to really, and we talk about this all the time, get in that SEO mindset of like, Mike mentioned millions of keywords come out every single day, and if people are searching for it, you can get in that mindset of like, well, if people are actually searching for this, I can get in front of this and I can actually profit from this, so
and help people.
Yeah, and help people. But in that, you have to get in that mindset, what's possible, and then actually do it.
Yeah. One of the biggest ones that derails people is the duplicate content. How many times do we hear that?
Right.
We're like, it's like, it's not, Anyway.
So doesn't Google penalize people for duplicate content, Mike?
I mean, it's not ideal, but I mean, it's links.
It still works.
It still works though.
Links is crazy. What Google wants is links. And oh my gosh, I have a special guest who has just joined me. He is a big fan. His name is Shark.
I saw that guy.
He's been a huge fan of the offline Sharks forever. He's been wanting to meet you guys or eat you guys. Which one was it? Meet you. Eat them. No, all right. Go away, Shark.
That guy has an amazing YouTube channel. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my gosh. Yes. You need to. There's a guy that
no idea. No, this is just, it was like we have it around the house and it's just hilarious.
So there's a guy that has the shark thing, and he's like holding his iPhone and he's the shark, and he always, you gotta look it up. I don't even know what it's called, but it's,
and I'm gonna hit you about Dota 2 also. Anyway, Sharky, he's a big fan, loves the shark. He says that it's his Rolls Royce Dawn.
I'm sure you let him drive all the time too. Well, cool, man. Mike, appreciate you being here. Every time you come on, you share a lot of information. I think a lot of people get, they get a lot of value out of the stuff you share because you've been at the game for so long. So appreciate you coming in.
Really nice way of saying I'm old.
No, experienced.
You're seasoned.
All right, Shark Nation. Appreciate all of you, and keep it up. Just stick to it. I loved hearing what I heard today. I was really fired up. I have more respect than ever, and I've been. I've been a promoter, someone who promotes the Sharks for a while. Some of you may have even found Sharks through me. And, I felt better about it today than ever. And I've always felt great about it. So tip of the cap, guys.
Yeah. Heck yeah. One final thing before we get out of here, Mike.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Cheating, bling, bling, cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
So I got a great Cash App question in the spirit of money and, bling, bling and the Cash App song. So first one to get this answer to this question and type it in the chat first is going to win some money. So, and by the way, we do this basically on every single.
Yeah, I've seen this before. I love this. Go ahead.
Okay. For those that have, maybe just joined for the first time, you definitely want to show up for this. So anyway, the question is, what's the best way to phrase this? What is, so you see these records on the wall that we have here? I'm curious. We get these records for generating X amount of dollars, and it's a recognition of, having success and making money. What is the value of that record behind Mike? How much money did he have to generate to get that bad boy? That's a good question, right? He's like, I don't even know. Mike doesn't even know.
He's looking in his bank account right now.
I have a
He's like, what's my password?
I'll tell you guys this. It is a funny thing. I do have a $50 million profit plaque. That one is just $500K. It was just a quirky affiliate thing that I did. It was just one promotion. I did one promotion for.
I hadn't seen everybody
You
answer
destroyed
yet.
the question.
Gave him the answer.
It's all good. Now you just have to give everybody some Cash App money.
Oh no! I thought that there was. Wait, hadn't somebody already said it?
No, nobody's still even said it.
Oh my god!
Somebody get-
Well, there you go. No one said it.
No worries.
Crazy,
It's all
we're
good.
listening to me.
We'll ask one more question.
Okay, all right. Ask one more question. There you go.
We'll ask one more question. But I actually, just for the record, Mike, I thought that was your 50 million plaque.
You thought it was a 50 million? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to get that out of storage.
So he's got it in storage. So just so you all know, Mike has an award where he actually made $50 million. Tracked $50 million.
Profit, so you guys know.
Crazy,
Between me and partners.
right? Crazy
No paid ads. Oh, and no paid ad, guys. Believe in free
No
traffic.
paid ads. I got to talk to you about that later, by the way. I'll call you later. Okay, so final question. Tom, do you have a question?
Okay. This is from the beginning of the show. What instrument did my youngest daughter take up so she could get into band?
Here we go.
Mike, I don't know if you heard that.
I do know it. I know. I was watching it.
There was a whole
Ocean
bunch of
strategy.
people on the
I know,
instruments she
I know.
played, so she picked an instrument that they didn't have anybody.
I know. No, I listened to it.
You got to
I
get the
flew to
specific
show.
kind. Oh, Jerry Wright. Jerry Wright got it.
Jerry Rice?
Jerry Rice
Wright.
came on the show today.
Right.
He
Jerry
got 20
Wright.
touchdowns and answered the question right.
Yep, Jerry Wright.
Awesome stuff, Jerry. We will be reaching out so we can send you some Cash App money. Appreciate everybody for being here. If you
we
want,
have 2 winners from the shout out post too.
who are they?
So we have 2 winners from the shout out post, Doug Page and Jacqueline Heath, our friend from
Congrats, guys.
on Cash App money coming to you.
More Cash App money to you. We're just making it rain on this
Dollar
Friday
dollar.
afternoon. Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. If you want to
when
learn how to
show
do
up,
SEO,
that's what we do.
if you want to learn how to do SEO, go to offlinesharks.com/7figure SEO, and you can learn from the best, but also get paid in the process. So definitely go check that out. Appreciate you all being here, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, stay safe, everybody. Practice Aloha.
You've been listening to the Sharks Live Show, your weekly marketing jam session. Always bringing you the latest strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube and Tom's podcast at tomgaddis.com. We'll be back here next Friday for another Sharks Live Show. Until then, aloha.